and welcome to Morristown-Beard High School in Morristown, New Jersey, the site of today's New Jersey State Tournament Section Semifinal in the non-public Group B bracket between the number 6 seeded Pope John Lions and the second seeded Morristown-Beard Crimson. Hello, everyone. Mike Formisano here calling today's game. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful early summer afternoon here in June. The Pope John Lions got through to the semifinal by defeating the number 3 seed St. Mary's of Rutherford by a score of 5-4 this past Friday. Miles Bassoni, 12 strikeouts in the 6th inning pitching performance, and then Jack Portman slamming the door shut in the bottom of the 7th to preserve a 5-4 victory. Alex Rakowski with 2 hits in that game, and Lucas Mazzaros with 2 RBI. So the Pope John Lions getting through. And meanwhile, Morristown-Beard with a 4-0 victory over the 10 seed, and that is what propelled them to the semifinal. Let's go over the rosters for today. We'll start with Morristown-Beard. We'll go in alphabetical order. So Evan O'Clair is number 9. Sam Pistardo, number 32. Shane Ben-Hayon is 29. Jack Cartagna is number 15. Sam Cherins, number 8. Peter Clark, number 13. Austin Gilday, number 20. Joshua Greenwood, 5. Alex Rixoff. Alex Rixoff is number 6. Mason Rixoff is number 12. Ethan Liss, 14. Alex McMahon, 28. Aiden Randall, number 33. AJ Rodriguez, 37. Number 22 is Ari Schiffman. 35, Jacob Suna. 24, Spencer Traub. 27, Chase Zykoff. And number 4, Zach Swibel. Number 10 is Brendan Hampton. The manager of the Morristown-Beard Crimson is John Shepard. For the Pope John Lions, we start with number 2, Drew Shapolsky. Number 3, Nick Struble. Number 5, Jason Snyder. Number 6, Andrew Pammy. Number 8, Alex Rakowski. Number 9, Daniel Burns. 10, Beckett Weeks. 11, Jack Portman. 12, Daniel Gigante. 13, Brody O'Hara. 14, Evan Rose. 15, Miles Massoni. 16, Jake Piotrowski. 17, Liam Brody. 19, Brendan Opat. 20, Will Ryan. 21, Lucas Mazzaros. 23, Patrick Black. 24, Evan Gunther. 25, Evan Johnson. 29, Liam Jones. 31, Joseph Manco. 45, Justin Smith. And the catcher, Mason Giordano, who doesn't have a number. He's been out all season with injury, and he'll be ready for next season. The president of the Catholic Academy of Sussex County is Father Michael Parisi. The principal of Pope John High School is Gene Emmering. The athletic director is Brian McAleer. The athletic trainers, Gerard Graziano and Jordan Martin. The manager of the Pope John Lions baseball team is James Manco. Assistant coaches, Ben Perez, Sean Bierman, Dan Cudiso, Justin Provost, and Peter Corcoran. The scorekeeper is Bree Perez. I'm Mike Formisano. We are here live at Morristown-Beard Crimson High School in Morristown, New Jersey. It's the Morristown-Beard Crimson 2 seed going up against the number 6 seed Pope John Lions. Starting lineup for today, leading off and batting with number 20 is Will Ryan. He's playing short. Batting second, number 25, Evan Johnson. He's playing first base. The right fielder, Jack Portman, number 11. He's batting third. The cleanup spot, number 6, Andrew Pammy. He's catching. Batting fifth, number 3, Nick Struble, playing second base. The left fielder, Brody O'Hara, number 13. He's batting sixth. The seventh hitter in the lineup, number 21, Lucas Mazzaros, the DH. The third baseman, Alex Rakowski, number 8. He's batting eighth. And number 9 is the center fielder, number 31, Joseph Manco. The starting pitcher for today for Pope John is number 15, Miles Massoni. Meanwhile, the Morristown-Beard starting pitcher, number 32, Sam Pistardo. His battery mate is number 8, Sam Cherins. Defensive alignment for Morristown-Beard, first base, Jack Catania. The second baseman is Chase Zykoff. Shortstop, Aiden Randall. The third baseman, Ari Schiffman. The left fielder, Spencer Traub. Center field, AJ Rodriguez. And the right fielder, Austin Gilday. The DH for Morristown-Beard is Alex McMahon. Welcome to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey. The 6th seed, Pope John Lions, and the 2nd seed, Morristown-Beard Crimson. Pistardo finishing up his warm-ups. Leading off for the Pope John Lions is number 20, Will Ryan. We are ready for first pitch here in Morristown. This is the sectional semifinal of the non-public Group B bracket in the New Jersey State Tournament. Morristown-Beard and Pope John. Let's do it here from Morristown-Beard School. Lions 3 steps away from a state championship. Well, let's not project that just yet. First things first, Morristown-Beard, and here is the opening pitch. Outside, 1-0. Ryan with an incredible year for Pope John. Early part of the season batting well over 400. Came down a little bit, but still a great season for Will. Grounder to short. Shortstop Fields. Throws across the diamond. In time. Nice scoop by the first baseman, number 6, Alex Rixoff. So now batting second for Pope John, the first baseman, number 25, Evan Johnson. Johnson was batting 6th earlier in the season and moved up to 2nd in the last few games of the regular season. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. On deck for Pope John is number 11, Jack Portman. Stardo shaking off the catcher. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. 2-0 to Johnson. Stardo looks in. Here's the delivery. In there. Called strike. 2-1 to Johnson. Coaches for today down the third base line, the manager, James Manco, and the first base coach, Ben Perez. Grounder to third. High chopper. Does he have a play? Throws across to first. Not in time. Johnson beats it out. Nice hustle down the first base line by the first baseman, Evan Johnson. Beats the throw from the third baseman, Ari Schiffman. And so now, coming up to the plate for Pope John, number 11, Jack Portman. You see the dimensions here at Morristown-Beard, very asymmetrical. For a hitter like Portman, a left-hander, if he wants to punch it down the right field line, he's going to have to go 355. If he was a righty, he'd have to go only 310 down the left field line. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, 1-0. The center field is 367, but the gap in left center all the way out. 408 Death Valley out there. 348 to left field, 345 to right. Stardo checks back Johnson. Now to throw. Johnson's back safely. Pope John jumped out to a big lead against St. Mary's in Rutherford on Friday. 5-1 going into the final inning, but then the Gales making a comeback and cutting it to just 5-4, but Jack Portman getting the last strikeout. Couldn't check a swing. It's a strike. 1-1 to the right fielder. On deck for Pope John is number 6, Andrew Pammy, the catcher for today and all season long for Pope John. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. 2-1 to Portman. Could have asked for a better day weather-wise. Not a cloud in the sky. Temperatures climbing into the mid-80s today. Here's a pitch. Grounder into the hole between second and short and through to center field. A base hit for Jack Portman. So now runners on first and second for Pope John. And coming up to the dish is number 6, Andrew Pammy. Nice smack back up the middle by Portman, past the diving second baseman and into center field. So Johnson advances to second, not too aggressive, he holds there. And Portman to first, and now the right-hander Pammy to the plate. Pope John in there, gray uniforms with Pope John in blue across the chest, blue numbers, blue socks, and blue helmets. Morristown-Beard in white and pinstripes, red and black. Black hats, red trim. Off the plate, 1-0. On deck for Pope John is number 3, Nick Struble. Startle looks in. Checks the runner. Here's a pitch. High pop-up on the infield. The third baseman under it. Makes the catch. So Schiffman puts away Pammy. And now with 2 out, the batter, number 3, Nick Struble. Struble, who has come through with big hit after big hit this season for Pope John, and the Lions are asking for another one right now. No score, top of the first, 2 down, runners on first and second. Stardo looks in. Checks Johnson at second. Not a pitch. Off the plate, 1-0. Time called by the umpires. The catcher wants to go out and talk with Stardo. On deck for the Lions, number 13, Brody O'Hara. O'Hara, who had a big game a few weeks ago with 4 RBI against Roxbury, the last time we saw Pope John a few weeks back. So the timeout's over. Sharon's back behind the plate. Struble steps back in the box. Stardo checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2-0 to Struble. Lions looking to jump out early here in this top of the first. Set the tone for the game. Bastardo steps off. 2-0 count to Struble. Johnson on second, Portman on first. Now Bastardo steps off again. He wants Cherries to run through the signs one more time. Stardo set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Ball. 3-0 to Struble. So does Struble get the green light, or does he hold off on this 3-0 delivery? Here it is. Taking all the way. In there, called strike. 3-1 to Struble. Now we'll see if he opens it up for the 3-1. Sun's starting to come off the field now. Here's the pitch. Liner to left field. It drops in for a base hit. Here comes Johnson. The throw cut off. The throw home. He's in there. Now to third, and they have Portman hang up. So Portman tagged out at third, but the Lions score a run as Evan Johnson slides home safely on the Nick Struble single. After a half inning, it's Pope John 1 and the Morristown-Beard Crimson no score. We'll be back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
Good hustle, babe. Good night. All I knew flames and them blue. Big dogs on there, but 2 million no roof. I still see the sky. Because my grandma still see my guys. Turned this bad, must feel like I heard the dogs at home. But you gon' bet now, yeah, you used to be tour. You bet now.
I think the scoreboard did.
Yeah. Look, get up, don't got me. Man, free, that's still RP race. Get her there. For the feature, we ain't that, no, we ain't this, all that. I don't do no kiss and think words of mine.
Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey, where the Pope John Lions hold a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the first inning against the Morristown-Beard Crimson. Let's give you the lineup for Morristown-Beard. We start with the catcher, number 8, Sam Cherns, leading off. Batting second, number 27, Chase Zykoff, playing second base. Batting third, the freshman right fielder, number 20, Austin Gilday. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter, number 15, Jack Cartagena. He's playing first base. Batting fifth, number 22, Ari Schiffman, playing third today. Number 37, A.J. Rodriguez. He's a center fielder and batting sixth. Batting seventh, number 33, Aiden Randall, playing short. The DH, number 28, Alex McMahon. He's batting eighth. And number 9, the pitcher, number 32, Sam Bastardo. And playing left field, but not in the lineup, number 24, Spencer Traub. The starting pitcher for the Pope John Lions today, number 15, Miles Missoni. His battery mate, number 6, Andrew Pammy. The defensive alignment for the Pope John Lions, first base, Evan Johnson, number 25. Second base is number 3, Nick Struble. The shortstop for the Lions, number 20, Will Ryan. Playing third is Alex Rakowski. The left fielder, Brody O'Hara. In center, Joseph Manko. And the right fielder, Jack Portman. Sony, who had 12 strikeouts in the win against St. Mary's on Friday, looking to do it again one more time today. Leadoff hitter for Morristown-Beard, number 8, Sam Cherens. Sony looks in. 1-0 Pope John as we start the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Ball. On deck for Morristown-Beard is number 27, Chase Zykoff. Sony gets the sign from Pammy. Now the delivery, fouled off. First base side. Counts 1-1 to the Morristown-Beard catcher. Sony at the belt. Delivers. High fly ball. Shallow left field. Who's going to get it? The shortstop, Will Ryan, and he drops in. So, Cherens gets on first as Ryan and Rakowski couldn't decide who was going to get the ball. So, it bounces in, shallow left field, and now Morristown-Beard with their leadoff hitter on. Batting second, number 27, Chase Zykoff, the second baseman. Inauspicious start for the Lions there in the bottom of the first. Sony looks in. Pitch. Ball. Off the plate. 1-0. On deck for Morristown-Beard, the freshman right fielder, Austin Gilday. Off the plate again. 2-0. Cherens on first after his bloop single. Here's a 2-0 pitch by Missoni. Right back in the middle. Ryan Fields flips to Struble on the first. Double play! Just what the doctor ordered for Missoni. 6-4-3 double play. Ryan to Struble to Johnson. And now 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Now the freshman, number 20, Austin Gilday. Gilday is a resident of Sparta, who goes to Morristown-Beard. I actually watched Austin play youth hockey years ago for the Skylands Kings. Used to play with my son. So he's a very talented athlete. Plays hockey, plays many other sports, but baseball is his number one. 1-0 count to Gilday. Here's a pitch by Missoni. Fouled off into the batting cage above us. Out of play. It was a huge double play turned by Pope John in the bottom of the first. Now nobody on, 2 down. The pitch by Missoni. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Now Miles looks in. At the belt. Delivers. Fouled into the batting cage again, out of play. Good defensive swing by Gilday to keep himself alive. Count holds at 1-2.
Let's go, Miles. Let's go, baby. Finish it, baby.
Sony.
Finish it.
Hit the pitch. Just tipped by Gilday. Just got a piece of it.
Come on, Miles. Love it.
Now Miles set at the belt. The 1-2. Off the plate. Counts even on Gilday. On deck for Morristown-Beard. Number 15, Jack Cartagena. Pitch by Missoni. Liner. Shallow center field, and it drops out of Will Ryan's glove. So Gilday gets on. You can score that an error or a base hit either way. Morristown-Beard with a runner on here in the bottom of the first. So now that keeps the inning alive for Jack Cartagena. Gilday with the lead off first. Sony checks him back. Now the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-1 to Cartagena. Sony at the belt. Throws back to first. Gilday's back. 0-1 count to the first baseman. 1-0 Pope John here. Bottom of the first. 2 down. Missoni with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Cartagena cuts on Uncle Charlie. Now Missoni 1 strike away. Sets. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Cartagena down on strikes, and that's the bottom of the first. No runs and a couple of hits, but 1 man left on. And at the end of 1, Pope John leads over Morristown-Beard 1-0. We'll be back for top of the second action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey, where the Pope John Lions hold a 1-0 lead over the Crimson. Mike Formisano here, bringing to you today's game. Thank you so very much for joining us on this beautiful spring or late spring afternoon. It's more like summer out here in Morristown. 85 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. As Brody O'Hara steps into the box, Sam Bastardo out for his second inning of work. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-0. Stardo checks in. Now the pitch to third. Third baseman Fields throws across in time to get O'Hara. 1 down. Now the batter, Lucas Bizarres. The DH for Pope John. Zarles had a pair of RBI on Friday in Pope John's 5-4 win over St. Mary's. Sardo into the wind. Fires. Low. Ball 1. The winner of this game will advance to the sectional final on Friday. And that game is being played later on today, the other semifinal. Swing and a miss by Masaros. That's against the top seed Montclair Kimberly and the number 4 seed, St. Thomas Aquinas. Stardo deals. In there. Called strike. 1-2 to Mazzaros. On deck for Pope John is number 8, Alex Rakowski. Sardo set. Delivers. High. 2-2. So the count's even on Mazzaros. Stardo into the line. Delivers. Low. 3-2. Now the count goes full. Stardo into the wide. Delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets Mazzaros with the low fastball. 2 down. And now the batter for Pope John, number 8, Alex Rakowski. Two outs here in the top of the second. 1-0 Pope John leads. Stardo set. Sets the bunt. Bunt's foul. Behind the catcher. 0-1. Kowski trying to find a way on first base any means necessary. Now Bastardo's set. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. 2-1 to Rakowski. Check that 1-1. Now the pitch. In there, called strike. On the inside corner. Makes the count 1-2. Stardo looks in. Here's the pitch. High pop up. Shallow center field. The center fielder in. Makes the catch. Nice play by A.J. Rodriguez, and that's the end of the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of an inning and a half, 1-0 Pope John over Morristown-Beard. We'll be back for about the second action after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey for Pope John Lions baseball. Mike Formisano here, bottom of the second inning in the sectional semifinal in the non-public Group B division, the New Jersey State Tournament. Pope John leading 1-0 over Morristown-Beard. Masoni with the pitch. Grounded right back to Miles. They'll flip it to Johnson. One pitch, one down. Couldn't have teed that up any better for Masoni and Pope John. So Schiffman's down. Now the batter, A.J. Rodriguez, the center fielder for Morristown-Beard. Miles looks in. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-1 to Rodriguez. Now the pitch. Fouled off. Out of play. Quickly, 2 strikes on Rodriguez. Sony looks in. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. 2-2. Counts even on Rodriguez. Not a pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Foul tipped it into the catcher's glove. So another strikeout for Missoni. 2 down. And the batter, number 33, Aiden Randall. Lions lead 1-0 and on an RBI single by Nick Stribble in the top of the first. Missoni delivers. Fouled off, out of play. Into the batting cage behind us. Not a pitch. In the dirt. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Called strike. 1-2. Sony 1 strike away from getting out of this bottom of the second unscathed. Here's the pitch. High. 2-2. Counts even to Randall. On deck, the DH, number 28, Alex McMahon. Sony looks in. Delivers. High pop-up. Shallow right field. Portman under it. Makes the catch. And the Lions are out of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 2, Pope John leads over Morristown-Beard 1-0. We'll be back for top of the third action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey on this glorious Tuesday afternoon. No, Wednesday, my apology. Here in early June. As the Pope John Lions get set here in the top of the third inning with a 1-0 lead over the Morristown-Beard Crimson. Leading off for the Lions here in this top of the third, number 31, Joseph Manco. Stardo back out for his third inning of work. Here we go. Pitch. Manco squares the butt. Strike 1. On deck, the leadoff hitter, number 20, Will Ryan. Stardo looks in. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. 1-1. Now Bastardo delivers. Liner right to the third baseman, Ari Schiffman, who makes a great catch off the line drive. Well, Manko blistered it, but Schiffman made a better catch. Now, stepping to the plate, number 20, Will Ryan. One down, top of the third. Lions leading by a run. Stardo sets, delivers. High, ball one. Winner of this game will match up against the winner of Montclair Kimberly, the top seed, and number 4, St. Thomas Aquinas, in Friday's sectional final. If Pope John gets through to that, we'll let you know whether or not we'll be able to carry the game. That is still to be determined. Once I find out, I'll post something on the channel, let you know if we're going to be able to bring it to you. The state final would be next Wednesday. That is exclusivity for NJ.com. So that game you can find on NJ.com for the state final. That is if Pope John gets there. And again, we're not going to count any chickens before they hatch, obviously. So let's just focus on today's game. Umpire out to the mound with Morristown-Beard manager. And I think they wanted to see if it was a medical issue for Bastardo. And it didn't count as a trip to the mound. So it looks like he's all right. Now Will Ryan steps back in with a 1-0 count. Stardo delivers. Ball. 2-0. Now Bastardo. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Out of play. Right behind the Pope John dugout. Counts 2-1. One down, top of the third. Lions with a 1-0 lead over Morristown-Beard. Here's the pitch. Off the plate. 3-1. Chatter coming from the Pope John dugout. Now the pitch. Low, ball 4. So Will Ryan works a walk. And the batter for Pope John, number 25, Evan Johnson. Ryan, who is a threat to go. On first with 1 down. Lions with a 1-0 lead. So Johnson steps back into the box. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Seems like Bastardo's lost the plate here in the top of the third. One 0 count to Johnson. Will Ryan on first. Throw back. Ryan's back safely. Sam Bastardo, the sophomore pitcher for Morristown-Beard, checks Ryan, who's out to a big lead. Here's the pitch. He goes. Fouled off by Johnson behind home plate. Out of play. So Ryan will have to go back to first. Counts 1-1. Ryan, again to a big lead. Stardo deals. Ball, 2-1. On deck for the Lions, number 11, Jack Portman. Stardo looks Ryan back at first. Throws back. Ryan's back in there safely. Lions scored in the top of the first on an RBI single by Nick Struble, as Evan Johnson was able to score. Portman was thrown out at third, so no multiple runs out of it. Here's the pitch. Ryan goes. Foul ball by Johnson, so counts even 2-2, and Ryan will go back to first. Lions is the 6th seed in this non-public Group B bracket, upsetting number 3, St. Mary's of Rutherford on Friday, looking to do the same to number 2, Morristown-Beard today. Here's the pitch by Bastardo. Off the plate, 3-2. So a full count to Johnson. Stardo looks in. Steps off. Stardo seems a little shaken by the predicament he's in right now. 3-2, 1 out. Runner on first, throws back. Ryan's back safely. Ryan out to more of a moderate lead there. Will Ryan on first, Johnson at the plate, Portman on deck. 1 out, Lions leading 1-0. Here's the pitch. Grounder, up the middle. The second baseman steps on second. Throw to first in time to get Johnson. He pulled the first baseman off the bag, but they tag out Johnson, and Morristown-Beard thinks that they doubled up Ryan. The umpires say yes, so that's a double play for Morristown-Beard. So Johnson hit to the one place he couldn't, and Morristown-Beard is able to double up Pope John there in the top of the third. With their 2.5 here at Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey, it is 1-0 Pope John over the Crimson. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey. Bottom of the third here. Pope John up 1-0. First pitch fouled off. Out of play. Batter number 28 for Morristown-Beard. That is Alex McMahon, the DH. Facing Masoni for the first time in this game. Miles is through 2 innings now, out for his 3rd inning of work. Here's the pitch. But foul. So the count 0-2 to McMahon. Sony with the pitch. Fouled off. Out of play. Sony looks in. Now time called. McMahon steps out. Sony delivers. Off the plate. 1-2. Now the pitch by Missoni. In there, called strike 3. McMahon down on strikes, 1 out. And now the batter for Morristown-Beard, number 32, the pitcher, Sam Bastardo. So Missoni looking sharp here in these first 2 and the 3rd innings. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Lions gave Missoni a 1-0 lead in the first, and he's protected it so far. His pitch. Ball. 1-1. Sony working quickly. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Out of play. So 1-2 to the Morristown-Beard pitcher. On deck, their leadoff hitter, catcher Sam Cherins.
That's not Sam. That's Sam Bastardo.
No, on deck. Swing miss, strike 3. Right. I know. Thank you. So, Bastardo down on strikes. And now the batter, Sam Cherins. Two down here, bottom of the 3rd. Pitch by Missoni. In the dirt. 1-0. Sony looks in. Here's the 1-0. Right back to the middle. Brian dives. Fires to first. In time. What a play by Will Ryan. And Pope John gets out at the bottom of the 3rd. We're through 3 here at Morristown-Beard School. The Pope John Lions lead the Morristown-Beard Crimson 1-0. We'll be back for top of the 4th action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey. Top of the 4th action between the Pope John Lions and the Morristown-Beard Crimson. Mike Formersano here, calling today's game. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in early June. The Pope John Lions leading the 2nd seed in the non-public Group B bracket, the Morristown-Beard Crimson, by a score of 1-0. Sam Bastardo back out for his 4th inning of work for the Crimson. And leading off for the Lions, number 11, Jack Portman. Pope John scoring 1 in the 1st, and that's been enough for Miles Missoni so far. And what a play by Will Ryan to finish off the bottom of the 3rd there. Diving stop up the middle on the shot by catcher Sam Cherings. Throws out the batter, and the Lions are through to the 4th inning with a 1-0 lead. So now Portman steps up to the plate. Here we go for the top of the fourth. First pitch by Bastardo. Off the plate, 1-0. Portman looking to get the Lions started off right here in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 1-1 to Portman. On deck for the Lions, catcher Andrew Pammy. Now the pitch. High, 2-1. Now the pitch by Bastardo. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2 to Portman. He was looking for the fences there. Sophomore hurler for Morristown-Beard. Looks in, winds, fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Portman down on strikes. 1 down and out of batter. Catcher Andrew Pammy. Hope job with 9 seniors on this team. Hoping that this is not their final game of the year. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike on the inside corner. 0-1 to Pammy. Now the pitch. High pop up. Catcher trying to make a play on it. It's over the fence and it lands on foul territory. It's actually a third baseman over there. Ari Schiffman tried to lean over the fence to make that play. Couldn't do so. So, 0-2 to Andrew Pammy. On deck for the Lions, number 3, Nick Struble. Here's the pitch by Bastardo. And it hit him in the back. Pammy will gladly take first. And he'll get a runner for it on a catcher courtesy as well. So now to the plate, number 3, Nick Struble.
Let's go. 3, let's go.
Tell you what, I think Pammy's going to run for himself. So Pammy on first, Struble at the dish. 1 down. Pammy out to a pretty big lead. Startle looks him back. Throws back. Pammy dives back safely. Pope John looking for a big hit. Build their lead. It's only 1-0 right now. Pitch by Bastardo. Inside. 1-0. Pammy on first, 1 down, top of the fourth. Sophomore pitcher. Deals. Low. So now 2-0 count to Struble. Startle checks Pammy at first. Here's the pitch. Liner down the third baseline, foul. Two and 1 to Struble. Hitters count for the second baseman, the runner on first. Pammy with a big lead. Throw back, and he gets back just in the nick of time. Infield at normal depth. So's the outfield. Straight away. Here's the pitch. Low. 3-1 count to Struble. On deck for the Lions, number 13, Brody O'Hara. Now the pitch. Inside. I think it may have hit Struble, but it doesn't matter. It's ball 4 anyway, so whether it's a hit pitch or ball 4, Struble will go to first, Pammy to second, and now the batter for Pope John, Brody O'Hara. O'Hara's big game of the year came against Roxbury a few weeks ago. He had 4 RBI in that contest. Big spot for the Pope John left fielder now, and the Morristown-Beard coach goes out to talk to his sophomore pitcher. This is usually when I'd go ahead and update you on what's coming up on the channel. Right now, we don't know. We may have sectional final coverage for you. We will find out tomorrow. I'll post something on the channel that lets you know. That game is scheduled for Friday at 4 p.m. The time may change. It all depends. The winner of this game will face the winner of the other semifinal, which is number 1, Montclair Kimberly, and number 4, St. Thomas Aquinas. Now, the winner of that game on Friday will advance to the state final. I can tell you right now, that game will be broadcast exclusively on NJ.com. And that is scheduled for Wednesday, June 11th, next Wednesday. But there's a chance we'll have the sectional final for you. We'll let you know. First and second. O'Hara at the plate. Table set. He's looking for dinner. Here's the pitch by Bastardo. Tipped. Foul. O'Hara with a check swing, and he got a piece of it. So foul ball. Pammy on second. Declined the catcher courtesy. Wants to run for himself. Struble on first. Bastardo deals. Down the third base line. Foul. 0-2 count to O'Hara. On deck for the Lions, Lucas Pizarros, number 21, the DH. Pizarros had 2 RBI in the game against St. Mary's on Friday. Pope John looking for a big hit here in this top of the 4th to give him some insurance. They're up 1-0, with a chance to build on that lead. Stardo looks in. Here's the pitch. Liner to second base. Second baseman bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first. Catcher's interference called by the umpire, and so O'Hara is safe at first. So Pope John loads the bases, and now Lucas Pizarro's at the dish with the bases full. So catcher's interference called on that play. O'Hara gets to first. So now Pammy on third. Struble on second. O'Hara on first. And the batter, Lucas Pizarros, with the plates full. Well, the bag's full. Bastardo in a jam here, top of the 4th. Pizarros looking to cash in. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, 1-0. Chatter from the Morristown-Beard dugout there, and the umpire looking back. Bastardo with the pitch. 2-0. So Masaros will step back in with a 2-0 count, nowhere to put him. Bastardo takes a walk around the mound, and he is definitely in a major jam right now. 1-0 Pope John leads. The Lions have the bases loaded, threatening here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 2-1 to Mazzaros. Stardo looks in. Gets what he wants. Now the pitch. Grounder, foul down the first base line. 2-2. So that evens the count. On deck for Pope John, the third baseman, Alex Rakowski. Counts even to Masaros. 2-2. Bags are full. Pammy on third, Stribble in second. O'Hara on first. Stardo with the pitch. Crowder up the middle. The shortstop Fields flips to second for one. On to first. In time. Double play. That throw just beat Masaros to the bag. And that is the end of the inning. Morristown-Beard has taken two double plays that have bailed them out of trouble in both the third and fourth innings. With the 3.5, it's 1-0 Pope John over the Morristown-Beard Crimson. We'll be back to Morristown, New Jersey right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Morristown-Beard School in Morristown, New Jersey for Pope John Lions baseball. Mike Formisano here calling today's game. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the sectional semifinal of the New Jersey State Tournament in the non-public Group B bracket. And Pope John with a 1-0 lead, but it could very well have been more in both the third and fourth innings. Double plays in both innings by Pope John, bailing out Morristown-Beard both times, or this could be a very different game. So, Masoni back out for his fourth inning of work. He has pitched brilliantly for Pope John so far. The batter, number 27, Chase Zykoff. And the pitch, 1-0. Sony looks in. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, 2-0. On deck for Morristown-Beard, the freshman right fielder, Austin Gilday. Masoni, pitch. Inside, 3-0. Zykoff steps back in. The 3-0 count. The pitch. In there, called strike. 3-1, Zykoff taking all the way there. Now the pitch by Masoni. Swing and a miss, strike two. So Masoni has worked back from a 3-0 count, and now the count is full to Zykoff. Now the pitch. Liner through the hole in the third base side into left field for a base hit. Chase Zykoff finds the hole between the third and shortstop. And now the batter for Morristown-Beard, freshman Austin Gilday. Gilday, who stands 6'4", probably more like 6'5". Here's the pitch by Masoni. Bunts right down in front of home plate. Pammy throws to first, gets Gilday, but the sacrifice works. 2-3, and now Zykoff to second. So a perfect bunt by Gilday. And now the batter for Morristown-Beard is number 15, Jack Cartagena. Actually, Cartagena out of the game and everything. We've got number 6, Alex Rizkoff in. So Rizkov takes over for Catania. The pitch to Rizkov is outside, 1-0. Now the pitch. Check swing. Do you check it? No. Second base umpire says no swing. 2-0 count. Now that is Jack Cartani. He's wearing number 6, which is Ricksoff's number, but here's the pitch to Cartania. In the dirt, Pammy picks it up to make sure that the runner on second doesn't advance. So that's what it is. Cartania is wearing Ricksoff's number, Alex Ricksoff. It's number 6, but Cartania is number 15. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 4. So Cartania takes first. 1 down. Now the batter, third baseman, number 22, Ari Schiffman. Coaches head out to the mound to talk to Missoni. The first real jam he's had today. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Pope John, but runners on first and second, 1 down for Morristown-Beard. Now the Lions are able to advance past this game, and right now it's bottom of the 4th, so plenty of time to go. The sectional final is set for Friday, and that will be the winner of Montclair-Kimberly and St. Thomas Aquinas. Montclair-Kimberly getting past Newark Academy 1-0 in their 1-8 matchup in the quarterfinal. And St. Thomas Aquinas, they advanced past the 5 seed. Pope John, the only team to pull an upset in the quarterfinal in this bracket. Everything else was chalk. Pope John hoping they can turn the trick again today. First and second, 1 out. Missoni looks in. Throws back. Fakes the throw the second. Steps off. Ari Schiffman at the plate with runners on first and second and 1 down. Pope John, who's grounded into a couple double plays themselves, could use one here. In there, called strike. Zoni looks in, checks the runner. Here's the 0-1. In there, called strike. 2 strikes on Schiffman. Sony toes the rubber. Now time called by the umpire. Schiffman called for time. Zykov on second. He was bunted over by Gilday. And Cartania took a walk to first. Grounded. Foul. Chopped behind home plate. Out of play.
Good fight, Ari.
Count holds at 0-2. On deck for Morristown-Beard, number 37, A.J. Rodriguez. Sony with the pitch. Low and away. 1-2. Sony looking for a big out here in this bottom of the 4th. Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul. We'll do it again. If you're wondering who the Lions will have up at the top of the 5th, it'll be Alex Rakowski, followed by Joseph Manco. And then the top of the order, Will Ryan. Here's the pitch. High. 2-2. Sony looking to protect the 1-run lead, work his way out of this bottom of the 4th. Now the pitch. High pop-up. Behind home plate. Out of play. Hit the top of the batting cage and bounced on the other side. So the count's even 2-2 on Shiffin. We'll do it again. Ari Schiffman, number 22, third baseman for Morristown-Beard. Masoni looks in. The pitch, low and away, 3-2. And now a big pitch in this game. Count full and runners on first and second with one down. Masoni does not want to walk the bases loaded. Here's the 3-2. Inside, ball 4. So that's exactly what Masoni does. He walks the bases loaded. And now with one down, batter, number 37, A.J. Rodriguez. So definitely Morristown-Beard's biggest threat of the game now. Bases loaded, one out. Sony definitely has work to do. Corners are in, Johnson and Rakowski. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-1 to Rodriguez. On deck is Aiden Randall, the shortstop. Shortstop and second baseman, double play depth. Low, ball 1. 1-1 to Rodriguez. Lions lead 1-0, but the bases are full of Crimson from Morristown-Beard. Here's Masoni with the pitch. 2-1, low. Sony checks the signs for Pammy. Here's the pitch. Fouled off into the batting cage above us. That'll even the count at 2-2. One down, bottom of the 4th. Lions lead by 1 run. Sony looks in. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Sony with a huge strikeout there on the inside part of the plate. So now the batter, number 33, Aiden Randall. 2 down now. And the infield back to normal depth. Johnson behind the runner at first. Rakowski in a little. Pitch. Will Ryan up the middle. Picks it up. Tags. Safe. They say Will Ryan. He throws home. Pammy. And he tags out the runner at home. So the ball goes up the middle. Will Ryan couldn't control it at first. And by the time the runner got to second, Will Ryan still didn't have control of it. So the runner was safe at second. Allows 1 run to score. But Morristown-Beard tried for 2. And Ryan, alert there, throws home to Pammy. And Andrew goes ahead and lays the tag on the runner. So Morristown-Beard scores 1, but not 2. And after 4 innings, it's 1-1, Pope John to Morristown-Beard. We're going to start up a new feed right here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Come on back in about 30 seconds. Scores tied for Morristown-Beard School. 1-1, Pope John and Morristown-Beard on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.